Hello, 6th grade math students. We're beginning a brand new chapter, Chapter 9, on the coordinate plane. And Chapter 9.1 teaches us about the points on the coordinate plane. We will learn to name and locate points on the plane, as well as to draw and identify polygons on the coordinate plane. Let's get started. Let's begin by simply acquainting ourselves with the coordinate plane. The coordinate plane is made up of two number lines that intersect at right angles. The horizontal line is called the x-axis, and the vertical line is called the y-axis. The point of intersection, usually labeled O, is called the origin. The x-axis and the y-axis divide the coordinate plane into four parts called quadrants. Moving counterclockwise around the origin, the quadrants are named Quadrant 1, Quadrant 2, Quadrant 3, and Quadrant 4. Point A is in Quadrant 1. Point A is 2 units to the right of the origin, so its x-coordinate is 2. It is 3 units up from the origin, so its y-coordinate is 3. The coordinates of A are 2, 3, which is also called an ordered pair. If we wanted to write the location of A, we would simply write A, open paren, 2, 3, close paren. That represents the location of A. Please notice that being in Quadrant 1 means that our coordinates have a positive and a positive location. The x-coordinate is to the right of 0, making it positive, and the y-coordinate is above 0, making it positive as well. Let's go on to point B, which is in Quadrant 2. Point B is 2 units to the left of the origin, so its x-coordinate is -2, right? Because we moved to the left of the origin, so now we're going into negative numbers. It is 3 units up from the origin, so its y-coordinate is 3. Our ordered pair is -2, 3. The coordinates of B are -2, 3. Please note in Quadrant 2, your first number, your x-axis, is negative. Your second number, your y-axis, is positive. So if you ever have an ordered pair that is a negative-positive combination, it will be in Quadrant 2. Take a look at points A and points B and notice that they're symmetrical about the y-axis. Point A is said to be a reflection of point B across the y-axis. You could also say that point B is the reflection of point A. Essentially, if we were holding up a mirror in the center here, they would act as a reflection of one another. A is 2 points over, B is 2 points over, and the exact same location on the y-axis. So there we go. They're symmetrical, or they're a reflection of one another. Now let's go on to point C and point D. Point C is in the third quadrant. It's 2 units to the left of the origin, which we know now is -2. It is 3 units below the origin on the y-axis, and that will be -3. The ordered pair for C is -2, -3. Please notice that in Quadrant 3, we have 2 negative numbers in our ordered pair. So if you have an ordered pair with a negative and a negative, you know it will reside in Quadrant 3. Now let's look at Quadrant 4, where point D resides. Point D is 2 units to the right of the origin, so its x-coordinate is +2, and its y-coordinate is 3 points down from the origin, which is -3. The ordered pair is 2, -3, and whenever you have a point in Quadrant 4, it will always have a positive, negative ordered pair. Okay? Now let's take a look at these other 4 points that we see. Point E is on the x-axis between quadrants 1 and quadrants 4. Point F is on the y-axis between quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Point G is on the x-axis between quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. And point H is on the y-axis between quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. The way I've explained these to you is exactly the way you'll be asked to describe the location of any points on the coordinate plane as you work through this chapter. Now try this on your own. For the given coordinate plane, give the coordinates of points P, Q, R, S, T, U, and V. Also, please indicate in which quadrant each point is located. You do not need to copy down this coordinate plane. Simply write the ordered pair and the location of each point. Press pause while you work, and I have a little bit of graphing for you to do when you get back. In problem 2, please draw a coordinate plane and plot these 6 points. In problem 3, if P and Q are reflections of one another about the x-axis, give the coordinates of point Q if the coordinates of P are, and then you were given 4 examples. If it helps you to draw this, please go ahead and do it, but it is not required if you can visualize how the points reflect one another across the x-axis. There is one final problem for you to do before we're ready to move on to the next concept, so press pause while you work and come back for our reflection about the y-axis problem. Here's our last practice problem before we move on to a new idea. Points R and S are reflections of each other about the y-axis. Give the coordinates of S if the coordinates of R are the following. Once again, if it helps you to draw a coordinate plane and plot these out, please go right ahead and do it. But if you're able to visualize it without drawing the coordinate plane, you're also welcome to do it that way. Press pause while you work. We have a final idea when you come back. Now we're going to apply what we've learned to draw and identify polygons on a coordinate plane. You can join points on a coordinate plane to form geometric figures. You can see here that we formed a diamond, a trapezoid, and a parallelogram. Points A, B, C, and D are joined to form a parallelogram. Points P, Q, R, and S are joined to form a trapezoid. And points W, X, Y, and Z are joined to form a rhombus or a diamond. If we wish to label each of these points, point A would be 1, 6. Point B would be -1, 3. C would be 0.3, 3. And D would be 0.5, 6. Point P would be 0.1, -2. Q would be -1, -1. R would be -1, -6. And S would be 1, -5. Finally, let's go over to our rhombus. Point W will be -5, 4. Point X is -7, 0. Point Y, -5, -4. And point Z is -3, 0. Sorry, I got a little crowded on here. Now we're going to move on to you drawing and forming some of your own figures and some practice problems. Here we go. In problem 5, please label each point. Then connect the lines to create a geometric figure. Please do go ahead and copy this down on your notebook paper. Just sketch a quick coordinate plane or use some graph paper to complete this problem. There are several more graphing problems for you to do after this, so press pause while you work and come back when you're ready. Okay, folks, these 5 problems wrap up Chapter 9.1 for us. Use graph paper or regular notebook paper. Plot the given points on a coordinate plane. Then join the points in alphabetical order with line segments to form a closed figure. Name each figure formed. And by name, I mean tell us if it's a triangle, rectangle, trapezoid, etc. So good luck with these, and I'll see you tomorrow to do more practice on graphing on the coordinate plane. See you then.